New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution.
Happy Friday, everyone. And now the good news. Isn't it great? Every Friday we get this little spot of good news. I love it. I'm Barbara Jean, your host, and I am delighted to share this time with you each Friday night. So let us begin. We'll dive right in. A surgeon saved his life as a teenage immigrant, and now they operate together for charity in Ethiopia. How's that for a cool story? So each of these men had to walk a long, hard road paved with blood, sweat, and tears to arrive at this moment, embracing each other as both patient, physician, and colleague. From his birth in a powerless, waterless village in Ethiopia 41 years ago, Mesfanyana has often found himself at the mercy of the kindness of strangers. Strangers like Jim Cotton, a cardiothoracic surgeon who first met Mesfin when he was wheeled into his Atlanta operating theater for open heart surgery. This incredible tale of compassion and gratitude, documented by the Washington Post, reminds us all of the miracles that can come from just caring a little to help a young, impoverished soul. Uh, uh, Mesfin, I'm probably saying his name wrong, so my apologies, but according to the Post, was surrounded by love and wanted for nothing in his home country. But a cough that started just by slowing him down turned into rheumatic fever. Staggering into Mother Teresa's Missionaries of Charity in Addis Ababa, the scrawny youngster met American doctor Rick Hodes. Hodes, the Post reports, is credited with saving thousands of children with heart disease through his own generosity and a series of clever fundraising strategies to pay for surgery on the poorest among them. Children's Cross Connection International paid for him to fly to Atlanta to undergo open heart surgery at Piedmont Heart Institute. There, Dr. Cotton successfully repaired the boy's mitral valve to improve his heart function and recommended he stay with his host family nearby while he recovered. His host happened to be a dentist, and seeing as how Mesfin would soon be back on his way to Ethiopia, recommended he take advantage of his surroundings and get his wisdom teeth pulled. This, after the young man returned to his family to tears of joy, actually developed into another heart problem called endocarditis, which Mesfin believed was certain to claim his life, even as he once again lay on Dr. Hold's physician table in Addis Ababa. Both Christian men, Mesfin was happy to chalk his misfortune up to God's will. Dr. Hodes was not. The American sent his patient back to Atlanta for a second surgery. God only knows who funded it this time. The diagnosis was that a valve repair wasn't enough. It had to be replaced with a mechanical one, which meant he would have to live in the U.S., where blood thinners and monitoring were readily available. It was at this time that he encountered the startling kindness of another stranger, Alan Dollar. Mesfin's cardiologist. Dollar was also the adopted father to many children and took Mesfin under his roof as well. I'll tell you, they say it takes a village to raise a child. I think it takes one to heal one, too. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that story. All right, moving right along. Expensive cystic fibrosis drug now within reach after a dramatic price drop of a new generic version. Yay, generic versions. We need those. Some medications are just out of reach for all the people who actually need them. A Bangladeshi pharma company will soon release a generic version of an expensive drug for cystic fibrosis that will allow hundreds of patients worldwide to access treatment. The only pharmaceutical option available for cystic fibrosis has been for years been a combination treatment called ETI, priced between $300,000 and $370,000. Drug discovery, testing, and complying with regulation costs a company 2.6 billion per drug on average in the United States. And for context, it takes substantially less money to explore, develop, and run a world-class mining operation. Go figure. Vertex Pharmaceuticals, the American company which holds the patent for manufacturing ETI, has specifically said the price of the drug reflects an attempt by the company to recoup the losses it sustained while creating it. Even if the company could or wanted to sell it at a loss, that would mean siphoning money from other drug development programs, of which the company currently has 10 ongoing for a variety of diseases. Now, Bangladeshi pharma company Beximco will be offering a generic brand, ETI, for just $6,750 a year for adults and around $2,000 per year for children, putting life-saving treatment within reach of thousands of patients. Cystic fibrosis causes a buildup of mucus in the lungs that can lead to infection and often death in children and young adults. Diagnosis often come with a warning to the parent to not become overly attached to their child. That's awful. I would never say that to somebody. Don't get attached to your child. Wow. Anyway, moving right along here. One more story, and then we're going to take a short commercial break. This one is traveling the world to get 1 million hugs. Can you imagine? And it helped her to heal after losing her brother on 9/11. So my friend Kevin died at his desk on September 11th, 2001, on the 99th floor of the North Tower of the World Trade Center. I was in Philadelphia watching the Twin Towers fall on TV, like everyone else, except I knew someone inside. Wow. Well, I thought they were siblings, they're friends. A lifelong positive presence, Kevin was someone who made me want to be better, and his loss left me adrift. So here I am getting crying again. Holy moly. You guys, I'll just have to put up with it. So 9 months after the towers fell, I got on a bike and honored his life by pedaling 4,200 miles across a grieving country from Astoria, Oregon to Philadelphia, because the tragedy of that September day touched all of our lives in some way. Something surprising occurred on that journey. Well, how many years has it been? And here I am still in tears. Everywhere I stopped, everyone wanted to talk, to connect, to feel safe, and above all, hug. Hugs are the best medicine in the entire world. So while we go to a commercial break, give yourself a hug or find somebody to give you one, and we'll be back in just a minute. Thanks for watching.
Are you passionate about media, storytelling, and making a difference? Welcome to New Thought Media Network, where your voice matters. We amplify diverse voices and share impactful stories. Join us in our mission. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to creativity and community, looking for enthusiastic volunteers who want to be part of something bigger, learn, grow, and collaborate in various aspects of media production. Incredible support and camaraderie await you here. Your contributions will help us create powerful content that resonates with audiences and drives social change.
Ready to make a difference? Visit our website www.ntmedia.org to learn more about volunteer opportunities and how you can get involved.
Find our volunteer inquiry under the Engage tab on our website, or visit www.ntmedia.org/volunteer. We look forward to connecting with you soon.
And we're back. More good news here on this Friday night. Well, here's an interesting story. An 11-year-old's White House dream comes true, and he pays it forward 30 years later in a heartwarming full circle. It was a bold request for an 11-year-old. Kevin Nazemi wanted to interview the President of the United States. Kevin didn't seem to care about his age or that he recently immigrated to America from Iran, and his English skills were still developing. The boy, who lived in Missouri at the time, had a class project to create a news report, and he couldn't think of a better subject than the current president, Bill Clinton. Kevin wrote a formal letter to the White House requesting an interview. What a bold kid. This is lovely. Staffers sent him a coloring book in return, but it didn't deter Kevin. He began calling the White House instead, making his persistence known in daily calls. One of those phone calls eventually reached junior staffer Dave Anderson, who at least listened to Kevin's rather outlandish request. Anderson was only 23 then, and all these years later, he still remembers the kid's persistence. His tone was demanding. It never felt like, pretty please, can I get an interview with the president? It was much more like, when can I get an interview with the president? That's a way, young man. And after a few weeks of daily calls, Anderson relayed the request to President Clinton, who actually agreed to the interview. Wow. So he was going to meet him in Cleveland. The interview, which was only supposed to last 8 minutes, ran on for a half hour. Clinton enjoyed the interaction. The kid asked good questions, and Clinton gave him some good advice, too. Kevin's interview eventually became a 30-minute special on a local TV station. That's cool. Perhaps most importantly, the experience left a lasting impression and numerous lessons he would never forget. This is the important one. Nothing is impossible. You can accomplish anything with enough persistence. You might want to write that down. That is important information. The precocious young man eventually studied at MIT and Harvard's Business School. He founded 4 startup companies, making good on the American dream that he chased down all the way from Iran. He also stayed in touch with Anderson as the young White House staffer grew up and had 2 children of his own. Then, out of the blue, one day, Anderson received a letter explaining that Kevin had set up a college fund for Anderson's kids, just as a thank you for believing in him. Oh, my goodness gracious. So recently they got to meet for the first time, and he also reunited with President Clinton, who still remembered him 30 years later. Oh, my gosh. I love that story, but why am I crying? All right. Well, let's just keep those tears flowing. Here's a wonderful couple who restore a historic train station for lodgers. They brought it back to its original glory. A train-crazy couple have spent the last 30 years restoring a derelict railway station in England to its former glory. Mark and Carol Benson spent tens of thousands to transform Ebertson Station in North Yorkshire after purchasing the property in 1996, 4 decades after the train station closed in 1950. Thanks to the 3 decades of hard work, tourists are able to once again visit the depot, now called the Old Station, and even stay in one of 3 former first-class train cars, or in the converted ticket office, which is now a cottage. The Bensons renovated the former station master's house into their family home, and in their latest project, restored the platform canopy and waiting area, for which they were awarded a blue plaque marking its historic value. It's been a lot of hard work, Carol told SWNS News Agency. We're very proud of what we have achieved. Ebertson Station is said to be a very good example of the work of the celebrated architect William Bell's mature wayside station design of that period. How cool is that? See, you can do anything. Absolutely anything. All right, you ready for a workout? Yeah, this is important. 10 minutes of intensive workout can trigger powerful anti-cancer effects, says a new study. Those brief, intense workouts you've heard about that boost fitness might also help fight certain types of cancer by releasing molecules into the bloodstream that can spur DNA repair and inhibit cancer growth signals. When embarking on an exercise routine for the new year, take heart that new research reveals that just 10 minutes of intense, exercise could help fight cancer. Short bursts of energetic activity can trigger rapid molecular changes in the bloodstream, shutting down bowel cancer growth and speeding up DNA damage repair. Researchers at Newcastle University have found that exercise increases the concentration of several small molecules in the blood, many linked to reducing inflammation, improving blood vessel function, and metabolism. When these exercise induced molecules were applied to bowel cancer cells in the lab, the activity of more than 1,300 genes was altered, including those involved in DNA repair, energy production, and cancer cell growth. The findings, published in the International Journal of Cancer, help explain one way exercise can protect against bowel cancer by sending molecular signals in the bloodstream that influence the activity of genes that govern tumor growth and genome instability. The study is another step forwards in the fight against bowel cancer and further strengthens the importance of staying active. Yes, move it or you lose it. And like one nurse said to me one time, movement, like moving the body, is lotion. Motion is lotion. So keep that in mind. Well, if you ever thought you couldn't do something, here's somebody to suggest that maybe you could. This veteran becomes the first double amputee to climb the highest peaks on every continent, conquering the 7 summits. How is that for remarkable? A British war vet who lost both his legs in Afghanistan has become the first above-the-knee double amputee to reach the summit of the highest peaks on every continent in the world. On Tuesday, 46-year-old Harry Buddha Magar summited the highest mountain in Antarctica, Mount Vinson, the final peak in his epic mission. After a grueling 3-day climb that saw him battle through 13 below zero temperatures, the summit not only marked another mountaineering world's first for the climber, but also a major landmark in Harry's mission to boost disability awareness and inspire others to climb their own mountain, whatever that might be. Upon completing the world record, the veteran from Canterbury, Kent, said the climb was very tough. The conditions and difficulty meant that I was literally crawling on all fours, battling my way up the mountain. But crawling along, he was able to look up and take in the incredible views where spectacular Antarctic mountain peaks pieced a thin layer of cloud below. A disability shouldn't limit the size of your dream or your ability to achieve it. There you go. There's your inspiration for tonight. See, it's coming from everywhere. No matter what's going on in your life, there's always a way. Bravo. That man is really remarkable. Well, I'm not sure how this happened, but this comes from Sunny Skies. Our other stories were coming from the good news. 2 toddlers are safe today thanks to the quick thinking of a Florida man who spotted them wandering into the middle of busy highway traffic and didn't hesitate for a second to act. According to WESH, John Brittingham was driving along A1A in Brevard County on Sunday when he noticed 2 young girls standing in the middle of the road. One of them was already in traffic. Brittington immediately pulled over, jumped out of his car, and rushed toward them. With one hand, he stopped oncoming vehicles. With the other, he scooped up the first toddler, then quickly grabbed the second, getting both girls out of danger in just a few seconds. I was terrified of thinking what could have happened to them. The rest of my life would have been ruined. Yeah, that would be a visual that would be hard to get out of your eyes. The entire dramatic rescue was captured on his vehicle's front and rear dash cams. Brittingham later said that seeing the girls reaching out with their little arms in the video was both emotional and unforgettable. After getting the children safely off the road, Brittingham began searching for their parents. He went to a near Airbnb and knocked on the door, but no one answered. He walked around the house, calling out, still holding the girls, who he estimated were about 2 years old or younger. They were only able to point to things and say, "Oh." Eventually, he noticed an open back gate. Inside, he found an elderly couple and a young girl, the children's family, who had no idea The toddlers had wandered away. They immediately went into, "Oh my God, we're so sorry." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm just glad I could get them back to you." The emotional toll of the moment didn't hit until later. He said, "My adrenaline spiked. I had a migraine when I finally got home. I was drained completely for the rest of the day." Well, having, imagine what that would be like. I'll tell you, yeah, that would be a tough one. A 93-year-old woman touched by a stranger's kindness on her first Christmas alone. A 93-year-old woman spending her first Christmas without her husband is feeling grateful for the love around her after experiencing several acts of kindness on Boxing Day. Gwen Whittle and her husband James shared 71 years of marriage. The couple met in 1952 when Gwen moved from North Wales to Liverpool to become a teacher. Married in 1956 and remained devoted until James passed away in September at age 93. "He made me laugh. He was still making me laugh up until the very end," Gwen told the Liverpool Echo. One of their favorite traditions was visiting Toby Carvey on Boxing Day, and Gwen wasn't ready to give that up, even for her first holiday without him. Gwen booked a table for one and brought a photo of her and James to keep his memory close. "I took a photograph of the two of us in happy times and put it on the table for company." Man. Her Boxing Day took an unexpected turn when she was seated near two large family tables. One young woman invited her to join them, but Gwen politely declined, worrying she might interrupt the teenagers' celebration. Later, when she asked for her bill, a kind stranger at another table had already paid for her lunch. Oh man, I'm emotional tonight. "I said it was terribly generous, but I can't let you." The woman replied, "I've been looking for someone to give a Christmas present to, someone who looks like they want cheering up." Gwen said, "I had a little cry. It was very generous. And I'm crying with you, Gwen, just so you know." Oh, man. Whew. I don't know if it's lack of sleep or what it is. Okay, here's how to put a laugh on your face. A cat owner begs the internet for advice on how to get her cat to stop playing the piano. A cat who loves the piano is driving her owner absolutely bananas, and the internet can't stop laughing. Odd question, but how do I get my cat to stop playing the piano? It's driving me crazy, especially at night, the owner wrote online. Such a cute cat. She explained that the cat jump scares her multiple times a day with random key smashing, wakes her in the middle of the night, and makes watching movies or talking on the phone a real challenge. I'll admit that it was very cute and entertaining at first. But at this point, oh my God, she shared, there's no piano cover, nothing I've thought of that I can put on there that she won't knock off. And the aluminum foil thing doesn't work on her. Of course, the internet had plenty of advice, none of it very helpful, but most of it hilarious. Some users turned it into a full-on parody of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. After this initial comment, have you considered lessons so cat can play a soothing chord? The next comment read, "Now I heard that there's a secret chord. When the cat played it, it pleased the landlord." Another chimed in, "But she doesn't really care for music, does she?" Someone added, "It goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, the late night calls, the zoomies fit." And finally, the baffled kitty composing Meowalooya. Other commenters were a bit more realistic, and realistic for cat owners anyway, but can't really stop a cat from doing what it wants. I learned that a long time ago. A couple commenters believe the old piano does have a cover, but it is hidden and kept in place by two screws. Upon further inspection, they could be right. In the end, we hope Meow's art keeps honoring those piano skills, maybe with fewer midnight concerts. Oh, that one makes me giggle. All right, everybody, we are coming up to our hero of the week. Well, Plushy Kindness Confetti. A hockey team's teddy bear toss collects 80,000 stuffed animals with help from a local team. Once a year, stuffed animals take flight inside an arena in Hershey, Pennsylvania, flying through the air in a cavalcade of color, creating sweet, cuddly mayhem on the ice. For a quarter century, the Hershey Bears, a minor league team in the American Hockey League, has been hosting the epic teddy bear toss game for charity. In the annual event, as soon as the home team scores its first goal, excited fans launch thousands of stuffed animals onto the ice. A chaos of colorful creatures, big and small, raining down from the stadium seats above the players. Play stops, so all these stuffed animals can be collected and later donated to children in need throughout central Pennsylvania. For nearly an hour, workers corral thousands of plush toys scattered across the ice. Last year, the Hershey Bears set a world record by collecting 102,343 stuffed animals during the teddy bear toss. On Sunday, the team held its latest ceremony, during which Bears defenseman Louis Belpedio scored just 3 minutes into the game to unleash an aerial assault featuring 81,796 donated stuffed animals. He scores, the Bears announcer said on the video broadcast. Sweet, cuddly mayhem. It's a sky full of stuffies. It's the teddy bear toss magic in Hershey. How sweet is that? Well, since its inception in 2001, the teddy bear toss has provided almost 650,000 stuffed animals to less fortunate kids and families. And one local teenager made it her mission to help maintain the supply of plushies and all the joy they provide. Gabby Kirschner, a high school junior, this is our hero, in nearby Mechanicsburg, and has been a longtime season ticket holder for the Hershey Bears. After witnessing the teddy bear toss the first time, she was so inspired that she worked with her family to create the nonprofit Gabby's Acts of Kindness. How sweet. To solicit donations for her favorite hockey team's teddy bear toss every year. I think about it every day when I wake up. It's just so incredible, Gabby said. I realize how much more these stuffed animals on the ice mean. That's why I'm on the edge of my seat during the game. It's just insane, and always an insane number. Gabby's group has helped collect more than 125,000 stuffed animals since it was first created, and thousands of her latest contributions hit the ice on Sunday. I definitely think a lot of people don't really understand what that teddy bear toss actually means. All the places that it goes puts a tear in my eye. Mine too. Kids across central Pennsylvania get unexpected cuddles from their new plushy friends this week. Many of the toys were distributed to students at the nearby Milton Hershey School. Others were sent to neighboring schools, children's hospitals, and military families throughout the area. And Gabby got another dose of satisfaction, knowing she played a small part. Well, I'll just stop crying now and get on with my weekend. Thank you all for being here and listening to our good news for tonight. We'll be back again next week. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, we are a nonprofit, and you are more than welcome to donate. Go to ntmedia.org. Hit the donate link, and we'll receive your gifts with just love and grace. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Know that you are unique and special like everyone else, and you matter. Go make a difference in the world today just by being you. Bye for now.